Let's talk about it. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic. And today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we're going to talk about free agency, another position group the Houston Texans try to target via free agency, and that's the tight end group. We're going to talk about that. Before we get in there, like I've been telling you on the last couple videos, the goal is to reach 5K, 5,000 subscribers. We are so close, y'all. We are so close to get to this 5K. Remember, I'm doing a very, very special giveaway. Trust me, you want to be a part of it. You don't want to miss it. You want to be a part of it. But the only way to be a part of it is to get the channel to 5K, 5,000 subscribers. So you know what you got to do? You got to like, share, subscribe, send to your homeboy, your homegirl, your next door neighbor, your coworker, anybody you know that like sports, anybody you know that likes good YouTube content. Put them on game with the channel. Allow them and let them know about the channel. Get them to subscribe. Get the channel to 5K. I don't care. Share on all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. If you still do MySpace, if you do Snapchat, whatever it is, share on all social media platforms. Also follow me on social media. The links in the description below. We giving away 30 days free of Amazon Prime. If you sign up, you get 30 days free of Amazon Prime. Also, like I said, follow me on all social media platforms in the links in the description. Hit them links in the description, and let's get this channel up to 5K. Because trust me, you don't want to miss it. You want to be a part of this special giveaway, and we are so close, y'all. We are almost there. So come on, we gotta get with it. We gotta get to it. Now, let's talk about it. Now, like I said in the last video, I talked about free agent receivers, and the Texans really need to upgrade the tight end position. If I'm not mistaken, I think the only tight end that's going to be left is going to be Brevin Jordan, who was a rookie last year, who did some nice things. You still want to see a little bit more. I think he's more of a receiving threat tight end. I don't think he can really be an all-around tight end. And to be honest, I like Brevin. I want to see some more of him. I don't think he's going to be a game changer. I think he could be a weapon. He's definitely could be a weapon, but I don't think he's going to be a game changer. The Texans need to upgrade the tight end position, especially Roland Mills, because he needs help. He needs help. Like that's one thing that we all can sit up here and say, no matter if you for Davis Mills or not for Davis Mills, this team is devoid of talent, and you need to help him. And one of the quarterback's best friends is a security blanket, and more likely that could be a tight end. So we're gonna talk about the tight ends on the list, because one tight end that I really want, like the top of my list, the tight end that I prefer the most is David Njoku, coming out of Cleveland Browns. David Njoku was drafted in 2017. He was the first round pick in 2017. Same year we drafted Deshaun Watson, and same year that draft class for the Cleveland Browns. He's 6'4", 246 pounds. He's only 25 years old. And to be honest, being in Cleveland, being with Baker Mayfield, he's been very productive. But he hasn't been as productive as you would like him to be, especially being the first round pick, mostly because of who he has as his quarterback. Baker Mayfield has been very underwhelming as a quarterback. We all can say that. But look, these are the numbers that David Njoku had. David Njoku, in his first season's rookie year, had 32 catches, 386 yards, 4 touchdowns. His second year had 56 catches, 639 yards, and 4 touchdowns. His third year, he only played 4 games, had 5 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. In 2020, he only started five games. He played 13, but only started 5. Had 19 catches for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns. In this past season, played a full year, had 36 catches, 475 yards, and 4 touchdowns, averaging 13.2 yards per catch. And that's really what he's been averaging. I mean, his rookie year was 12.1. His second year was 11.4. The year he only played 4 games, it was only 8.2. But then in 2020, it was 11.2. And this past year was 13.3. He could be a playmaking tight end. I think he could be a upper echelon tight end. And because of him being underwhelming, because of his stats not really showing that, I think you can probably get him cheap. And I think he wants to be a guy who, I think he wants to be a number 1 type of target. And we know how it was in Cleveland. We've seen what Odell could and couldn't do in Cleveland, was able to do in L.A. because of the quarterback situation. And I think in a Pep Hamilton offense, I think David Njoku would be a prime target. I mean, and I think Brandon Cooks will help out because of his speed. He definitely could take defenders away, take the safety away because of how fast he is, and things like that. Especially if they do some receiving situations I talked about in the last video. Go check that out if you haven't already. Talked about the receiver free agents. But I think David Njoku could be a playmaking tight end. That's the guy I prefer, but I think he'd be a little bit more pricey. I do think he's going to be more pricey than the other guys I'm about to name, but I definitely, yeah, he's my number one. Like, if we talking about somebody, to be honest, he's actually my number one free agent, to be honest with you, that I can think of at the top of my head as of right now. He's my number one free agent. I think the Texans target, I think they should handle offense via free agency and defense via the draft. And another tight end I want to talk about is another guy who was taken in that same draft class, and that's O.J. Howard from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. O.J. Howard, another guy, was taken in 2017, first round pick, 19th pick overall. He's 6'6", 251 pounds, and came from Alabama national champion. He was the MVP in, I think, the 2015 national championship game. He was the MVP of that game. And look, to be honest with you, completely underachieved. Just 100% underachieved. When O.J. Howard was drafted, I thought that he was going to be I know they had Mike Evans, but I thought he was going to be a prime target for Jameis Winston. He was going to be a elite player, Pro Bowl, all-pro type of tight end, and we just haven't seen it. He's completely underachieved. Just completely underachieved. But he has the talent there. And if you look at his numbers are not terrible, but what you thought with him going into college, you thought it would be better. Because, his rookie year, he had 26 catches, 402 yards, averaging 16.6 yards per catch with 6 touchdowns. His next year, his second year, had 34 catches for 556 yards, averaging 16.6 yards per catch, 5 touchdowns. His next year, 2019, had 34 catches, 459 yards, averaging 13.5 yards per catch, only 1 touchdown though. Then in 2020, Tom Brady's first year, he only played 4 games that season, had 11 catches for 146 yards, averaging 13.3 yards per catch with 2 touchdowns. And this past season, he played all 17 games, but only caught 14 catches for 135 yards, only averaging 9.6 yards per catch and 1 touchdown. So actually, even though his first year with Tom Brady, he played less games. He only played 4 games. From yards, average, and touchdowns, this past season was his worst season. He was coming off his worst season, and his numbers, like I said, not bad. Now remember, we are dealing with a guy. He played with Jameis Winston. Like I said, they throw the ball all over the yard. He has a lot of talent. He averages a lot of yards per catch. You're talking about 16.6, 16.6, 13.5, 13.3. Only last year was at 9.6. And then you're talking about 6 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, and then the last 3 years, 1, 2, and 1. Like I said, in one of those seasons, he only played for a game. But he has all the talent, and I think you can get him cheaper. I would not be opposed to getting O.J. Howard. I would target David Njoku first, because I just think that he's more proven in the NFL. But I just think that he's a better player as of right now. But this guy I wouldn't sleep on O.J. Howard, because once I looked at his numbers, I'm like, wow, his numbers is not as bad as my memory serves me, because I'm just like, as I'm thinking about O.J. Howard, he hasn't come across with what you thought he was going to be coming to the draft. And part of the reason you're thinking about a Travis Kelce type, a Ron Gronkowski type, Kittles type. You're thinking about a guy who's going to be in that top echelon of tight ends in the league, and he just wasn't it. He just wasn't. He was never considered that high. But he has the talent, and I think you can get him cheap, because one, he underachieved, especially the last 2 years. He missed last year with an injury, and this past season just completely didn't do anything under a Tom Brady system. Now, with Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich and Jameis Winston being his quarterback, he was putting up numbers, especially in the red zone. I think that's something that Pep would like to do, especially with Davis Mills. One, I think that Pep wants to put the ball in the air regardless who's his quarterback. He wants to put the ball in the air. And 2, he's a prime target. He's a touchdown getter. That's one thing you can say about him. He's going to get in the end zone. He's going to get a touchdown. And people want to thought that how Davis Mills has the best completion percentage in the red zone. Give him a target like this then. Give him a target like this. Give him one of these 2 guys. Give him a target. Give this guy you can get cheaper than David Njoku, in my personal opinion. And I think that nobody's really talking about O.J. Howard. Get him. Go out there and get him. Go out there and get him. Go out there and get O.J. Howard. Go out there and get David Njoku. Go out there and get O.J. Howard. Now, Here's another guy that a lot of people, y'all probably be like, y'all don't want no parts of it. But because of Nick Casario, what he did this past season, and also what the Patriots normally do anyway. Now I know some is a little bit different because they had Tom Brady. I can see them doing this, and that's Zach Ertz. Yes, Zach Ertz, the old guy. I mean, he's 6 years younger. I mean, 6 years older than these guys up here. Because Zach Ertz is, in my, I'm not mistaken, he's 31. He's 600 and I mean, he's 6'5", 255 pounds. Like I say, he's 31 years old. But we know what it is when it comes to Zach Ertz. We know what type of player Zach Ertz is, and Zach Ertz has his ring. He already has his ring. I know he would be looking for a payday, but nobody's really going to be paying him that much because of he's had injury concerns over the past couple of years and of his age factor. So I can see him in a situation just anybody who calls, he'll pick up the phone. Now, I think now he would take a cheap deal if a team like like the Rams call, like, hey, we trying to double back and get it back to back. Why don't you come over here? Or maybe if a Buffalo calls or a Tennessee calls or something like that. I mean, Kansas City would be ideal, but Kansas City ain't calling because they got they got Travis Kelce, so they're not gonna be calling. So teams like that, maybe who knows? Maybe Seattle makes a call. Who knows? But saying that, this would be a situation where he would come in. He already got his ring. He's made pretty good money. He's just somebody to continue to play, and I can see Nick Casario making that deal. I mean, look at the people he brought in this past season. Your Mark Ingrams, your Phillip Lindsays, your Damian Ndolas, your Rex Burkheads, and things like that. All right, look at what he's done. The Chris Conleys, the Chris Moores, and things like that. Look at the guys that he's brought in this past season. Look at the guys that the Patriots are notorious for bringing in over the years. Look at this, look at this, look at this. So you can't sit up here and be like, oh, he wouldn't go after Zach Ertz. He definitely would go after Zach Ertz. He definitely would go after Zach Ertz. I don't think he should, because I think David Njoku and OJ Howard would be better options, better fits. They're younger. They're both 25 years old. They're both 25 years old. Like, they're slightly older than Davis Mills, if Davis Mills is your future, or if you end up drafting a quarterback in the near future, they're not going to be too old whenever that quarterback is getting there because they're only 25. These are guys that I would give long-term deals to. I would give these guys 3-4 year deals. I wouldn't give them a 1 or 2 year deal. I'll give them 3 to 4 to 5 year deals because of their age. Because if you give them a 4 year deal, they'll still be in their 20s when their contract is up. Like, I'm surprised. Like, these guys are still very young. These guys, both of them were first round picks in the same draft. They both have first round talent, and you kind of see it in the NFL. It wasn't like, okay, they were first round talent, they just did nothing. They've underachieved. Yes, I think David Njoku, more so the situation he was in, being in Cleveland, Baker Mayfield not able to know how to use his weapons, and also just Baker Mayfield being his quarterback anyway. And then when it comes to OJ Howard, I think OJ Howard has underachieved, and I think some of his stats probably could have been padded stats because we know how Jameis was early on in Tampa Bay, especially. So I'm not sitting and say, oh, I know exactly every play that OJ Howard had. Like I said, because I thought that OJ Howard kind of was, I'm surprised that his numbers was good, but you can't argue the averages. You're talking about for over 2 years, averaging 16.6 twice, and then averaging 13.2 twice. So in 4 years, he's not just 10 yards per catch. We're talking about 13 and up, and then we're talking about 6, 5. We're talking about 6, 5, and 4 when it comes to touchdowns. Now David Njoku has been consistent, just 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. So both of these guys can get in the end zone, especially from a tight end position. I know you're like, well, 4 touchdowns, that's not a lot. For tight ends, especially the type of offenses they were in, the weapons they had around them. I mean, talk about in Tampa, you got Chris Godwin, you got Mike Evans. In Cleveland, you're talking about you had Nick Chubb at running back, you got Kareem Hunt at running back, you got Jarvis Landry as another receiver, you have another receiver, you have another tight end opposite you, you had Odell Beckham for a little bit, and you also had Baker Mayfield your quarterback. Those guys actually have had production. They really have. They really have had production, and I think the Texans should target them guys. I think because you need a tight end. Like you need a tight end regardless, but you definitely need a tight end if you have a young quarterback that you're trying to help develop. No matter what you feel, he needs a security blanket. Let's be honest. He needs a security blanket. He needs weapons around him. He needs talent around him. No matter how you feel about him, he needs that. You can't just you can't say he got all the guys around him. Like no, he doesn't. You'd be a fool to say that. This team is deployed of talent, and they need help. They need help offensively. They need guys at skill positions to help make plays. Go out there and get some of these guys. Make it fit. I think you can. I think these guys you can get with the cap situation. I don't think. Well, I know we don't got no cap yet. People act like we just broke. Like we already in the negative. Will have cap space, and you can make some things move. You can make some things shake, and you can cut some corners here and there if you need to make things fit underneath the cap. If you want to, trust me. Whether if you want to make some fit in the cap, you can make some fit in the cap. Ask Kansas City. They was in the negative red, and then gave Honey Badger the highest paid safety at that point, but they was under. Then the following year gave Mahomes extension, Kelsey extension, and signed Jones to a brand new contract. You can make things fit if you choose to make them fit. Now it depends on what you have to do later on, what you might cost yourself later on. That could remain the factor, but if you want to make things shake, you can make things shake. And to be honest, I don't think you got to do too much crunching the numbers and making things shake to get these two guys, especially these two guys. Like I say, David Njoku, O.J. Howard. Go out there and get one of these guys and see if you could turn these guys into your bona fide tight end, especially him opposite Brevin Jordan. Because this is going to help Brevin Jordan as well. Because, trust me, O.J. Howard, David Njoku's on the field, Brevin Jordan is going to get single covers. He's going to be free. And he has some skills himself. He's a more of a receiving threat himself. He has skills. You're going to help him out. Brandon Cook's taking the top off the defense, able to get rid of the safety because of his speed. That's going to help the tight end. The tight end is going to help him. And in essence, all that helps the quarterback. We heard Lovie Smith talk about tight ends. Lovie has talked about tight ends up at the combine. He's talked about it. Get the job done. Like, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.